not cleaning. We're good. Just, PSA.
Oh, yep. Mine just did the same thing. Alright, so we got good chairs, but we never got a good table.
Okay, well.
Plus, we still have to
work in progress.
Level the floor of the barn. Goats, quiet down. We're trying to answer questions.
Don't you see the on-air sign?
Oh, we need one of those. All right, YouTube, welcome back to Q&A with L&A on the third Thursday night in the row. And we were trying, look at this, I'm going to throw out a question to them right away. Well, we're late, so I'm trying to talk to our audience.
Still getting comfortable.
Is this our 5th Q&A or our 4th?
I believe.
Light up the chat and just throw it out there if you think you know. 4 or 5. I can't remember. But, yeah, it's a little warmer in here. The goats are extremely loud behind us. Aren't they?
Yes.
They are crazy.
Like a party on the platform. Woo
yeah.
woo! Oh, Harper and Greta are having words.
And I already saw a question, which is usually the first question of every Q&A.
What are you drinking?
What are you drinking? And why
Alright,
don't you
so this is what do we call it? Jello juice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is my summertime favorite. It is a black cherry Cruzan rum and Malibu, which is a coconut rum. And I fill it with water and then squirt some Mio in it, which is like a sugar-free water flavor. And so today I actually have strawberry Mio in there, but we usually use black cherry to go along with the black cherry. But yes, I made mine a little strong.
Yes,
Yay.
She made mine a little strong too. So
I just don't want to have to refill.
So we are mixing it up a little tonight. We've got part of our production crew with us, and we're also, if you notice the phones here, we're going to keep an eye on the chat too, just to keep it interactive. You know, we want to ask you guys some questions. We like lighting up the chat a little and letting you guys go crazy with some responses. It looks like it's our 4th Q&A. Based on the responses, I'm seeing a lot of 4s, maybe 1 or 2.
I'm thinking some of you forgot the first one.
Maybe they were drinking too much.
Maybe.
Could be.
I'm pretty sure we're up to number 5.
Could be.
But I don't know.
Because
maybe we were drinking too much.
So do you want to start with typical updates? That's usually how we start.
Yes, so we have a bunch of announcements.
We'll mix some of those up later. We don't need to announce them all at once.
Right.
Totally up to you.
Right.
Because you're the boss.
Yes, I am.
Just saying.
So a couple announcements. We launched our Patreon account last week, and we want to thank everybody who joined that community. It's just really an extension of this community, and we launched a couple different tiers, and we got a lot of support over there. So I want to thank each and every one of you over there, because every single dollar is going to go back into this farm. And we have some plans as far as building that other barn across the driveway and the other paddock, so that we can, maybe keep, I don't know. Anyway, I'm not going to answer the rest of that question, which was my own question, which was my own announcement. Anyway, so Patreon, did you want to add anything to the whole Patreon thing?
No, I mean the link's in, well, I guess, yes. I can't say no and then add stuff, right?
Yeah, no.
So the link is in the description below. Some of you have requested, how can we donate? How can we support? And we said it from day one.
Watch more videos.
Watch more videos. That's number 1. We want to grow the channel. We want to get bigger. We're almost pushing 12,000 followers.
We're so close.
We're so close, and we just want to keep growing. So that's obviously number 1. And we never will sit here and be like, you need to donate. Please donate. Blah blah blah. If you want to donate, donate. That's totally up to you.
All we're really doing is giving
people
the community
options.
Well, we're giving the community what they've asked for.
Which is more detail.
Well, somebody asked, do you do Patreon? I had no idea what Patreon was.
That was close.
Yeah. I had no idea what Patreon was until they asked. And we took a look, and we're like, all right, well, I mean, I guess we can make this work. It's some more time that we're...
It's a lot more time.
...adding to our day, but, I mean, I feel like it's worth it. So we love sharing as much as we can, and we love the support in any form that you guys are doing with that, you said, lotion and T-shirts and totes and just watching every video that we've ever put out, and you guys are awesome.
Awesome.
I did want to do our first very first shout out. We've never shouted out during a live feed.
You want to start with that?
I do. I think it's important.
It's very important.
We never ever knew what our channel would give when we started it.
I just thought it was camera on the wall, a bunch of goats and poop and hay and stuff like that.
A couple people would watch it and how cute is that?
I never expected to become April and Oliver, the whole giraffe thing.
No.
I mean, that's insane what they have done, and I admire what they have done.
Yeah, and great for them, but I couldn't handle that.
I don't think
honest.
I could handle that. And I said it, I think in the first couple, how long have we been live for?
I think
6
this
weeks?
is like
5 or 6 weeks. I said it in the beginning. I'd rather have 50,000 followers that care instead of 500,000 followers, and half of them are a bunch of idiots, and they make a mess, and they cause problems in the chat, and they're just not what we want. We want quality followers, not quantity of followers. Don't get me wrong, I want quantity too, but not.
Yeah, but not
I don't think I can handle what those guys have done. But our point. Oh, thank you.
Chris.
Our point is, we never knew what emotionally would happen from this video.
Look, we've gotten so much back from you guys just in your stories with. I think I still get a kick out of the utility closet.
Oh, that was the funny one.
You know, I'm hiding in the utility closet so I don't miss this live birth.
Still don't know who that was.
To the Air Force babies.
Yep.
And, I mean, just the support on a daily basis to have something to escape to for, like, your own mental well-being. I mean, our son is ADHD and struggles with depression and anxiety, and we know how much these animals help him on a daily basis. So
we never thought that would happen through a camera.
I never thought that would translate through this little camera here.
Right.
With that said, we got a really touching story from a mom who has been through a lot in the last year, and I want to shout out to a special little boy. He's 5 years old. I'm not sure where he's from. It doesn't matter, but he's struggling. He's fighting for his life. He's got, you know, a hard battle he's fighting, and he loves this channel. This is what gets him through his chemo and his shots and his hospital visits. And his nurses and his doctors are noticing just how more receptive he is, and I don't want to say well-behaved, but tolerates the procedures that he is subjected to fight this battle. So I want to shout out to Isaiah. I see you, little buddy, and you got this. You're going to fight this. You're going to come out on the other end, and I love that you love our
I'm going to get
goats.
emotional, so you got to relax.
Sorry.
Let's light up the chat for Isaiah.
Yeah, send him some love.
I'm going to release the emoji limit.
Release the emojis.
No emoji limit right now.
You won't get banned, I promise. Light it up with blue hearts for Isaiah.
Or whatever color heart. I don't even know how to do a blue heart.
Well, maybe
whatever.
You can on YouTube.
I don't know.
You can everywhere else.
But we're thinking about you, and
we're sending you all our love, and you got this, Mama.
Okay, now something happy. What do you got next?
I don't know.
Oh, you guys, and then we'll get to the questions. Because I know I was making a lot of noise in the barn earlier today, and I've mentioned we were hoping to launch a second camera. My goal is to launch that second camera for Saturday's open barn. And I'll adding more to our plate. Right. But I'm also going to put it out there. If it doesn't work, I'm going to give up and wait till Monday. And if the camera dies on Saturday during open barn, I'm sorry, but
if we notice,
we'll try to reboot.
Fix it. Yeah.
But we're estimating. Last year we had 400 people here. We're estimating close to 1,000 this year.
Well, based on the Facebook event, there's close to 7,000 people who say they're either coming or they are interested in coming. So I'm worried.
Yeah, we're worried. We're getting a little worried, but we're not, because logistically we got it covered. We got 20 volunteers. We've got everything we need, from walkie-talkies to
lifeguard whistles.
I mean, we've got lifeguard whistles. We've got everything. Yep. So we've kind of thought of everything. I even have the chief of the fire department on standby, who happens to be my next door neighbor. So we've got 911 in our back pocket. We literally have everything we need. So we're looking, and yes, the YouTube video is important, but that day, the safety of the animals and the safety of the people is number one. The YouTube does come in like third on that
day. Unfortunately, that day.
But hopefully, The second camera launches, the bubble cam, and it will be very exciting. I'll even give you a sneak peek at the end of this video.
Yeah,
maybe.
we'll show you
We'll show you what the bubble cam.
A work in progress looks like behind camera.
Right. All right. So Angie, what's our first question?
I don't know. They've all been hidden with blue hearts.
I know, but she's got some written down.
That's good.
First one is from Nettie, and she wants to know if you're closer to deciding which kids you're gonna keep.
A girl tog.
Oh my god.
Right.
Crap.
Want me to put it out there?
I hate
Because
this.
I just taken your telepathy.
Yeah, you could.
It's going to be a girl tog. We don't know which one, and possibly.
Two.
Oh, and possibly pie.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. Oh, put it this way. I'll put it out there. Somebody asked last week, and we never answered the question. How many of the goats are sold? And as of right now, none. So
the one buyer. I mean, we have some people interested, and they're all coming next week. But the one buyer that I had pre-kidding season, she's kind of in the air. So
yeah.
I'm not counting on them for her to come back and say. I think she'll come back for stud service, but not an actual buck this year. Maybe next year. So as of right now, if I cannot find a quality home for Pie and one other boy, I am okay with weathering him and sending him over to the paddock across the way. But
it all comes down to that barn.
It all comes down to that barn. You kind of see like the rock and a hard place. I want to keep Pie.
Yeah.
If I don't find the perfect home, look, ideally he belongs in as a herd sire.
Oh, he should be making babies. He's
should.
that good. Yeah.
But I'm not gonna go and if I don't know, it comes down to if I can't find him a nice stud home and nobody else is interested in him, you know, I notice a quality snugglebug when I see one, and then we'll weather him and keep him over there.
Angie, I got that long question.
Oh,
you don't have to write it down. So I'm going to jump in and answer this very long question because I don't want Angie to write all that down. I think it was from somebody named Dizzy Dreamin'.
Dizzy and Dreamin'.
Yeah, you read that right there.
Yep.
If you breed and it doesn't take and they come back into heat a month later, which now makes your babies not born in March, they'll be born in later, like April. Is that what you would do? And the answer is yes.
Yeah. So we've always gotten really lucky. Actually, I've never had a girl be bred and then come back into heat the next cycle, meaning that she didn't take. I don't know if that's just our farm because, you know, I guess we're super fertile people. We've got 4 kids, but I don't know. But our goats are too. They've never not gone into the buck's pen and come out not pregnant.
Right. Yeah.
So
it's true.
Yeah. But if that were to happen and we had a girl came back into heat, then we would just, as soon as she came back into heat the next month, we'd breed her again. And yeah, the kidding season would be all.
Hey, congratulations on quitting smoking. And by the way, thanks for the €10. I almost said dollars, but that's in euros. So thank you.
What was it?
It's I saw something about it quit
cutting
smoking.
down smoking. Thanks
yeah, so
to
you guys. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, good luck.
All right,
That
Angie,
is
what
not
did we
easy.
miss? Because they were flying by.
Linda was suggesting we should have a drink of the night.
We should. We should
should've
post it on
posted
like
that
Wednesday.
before.
We should.
Oh,
yeah.
just like
With the recipe, and I can even make it a blog post so
we
that
could.
it's all up there.
We could do that. I like that.
I love that idea.
That's a good
All right.
idea. Write that one.
That is, yeah.
Yep. While we're on that.
I got mixed recipes, so.
Oh, that's awesome.
Javier can be our mixologist.
Yeah. Yeah. While we're on that, I'm actually working on a swanky sauce recipe project, and if anybody wants to be involved, for all of you that have bought swanky sauce and it didn't show up broken, if it showed up broken, we're working on that.
Yeah.
I'm really yelling at the post office.
Yeah.
But
Stop breaking my stuff.
Yeah, I bubble wrap it, everything, and they still break it. But we're working on some recipes to go out on our website and in an email thing. And if you want, and if you've cooked anything, share your recipes with us, and you might make the swanky sauce blog. I don't want to say calendar, but
so it's actually an email.
It's an email. It's an email
Newsletter?
It's technically email marketing, okay? I'm emailing people to let them know what's going on on Memorial Day and Labor Day and 4th of July and Father's Day, and it's a recipe. It's a recipe of kind of the month or the holiday and a link to go buy the sauce, so that's what it is. but I hate the English language, and I'm not going to write 12 recipes, so I'm actually looking for help, and that's kind of what that's all about. So you said drink recipe, and it made me think of it.
Yeah.
You got another?
There's a lot of questions
All right,
about
so
my
let Angie
finger.
go.
Yeah, you can go ahead and do that one.
Go ahead.
On there.
So yes, I had my ortho appointment this afternoon, and it all went well. I had 3 x-rays that all ruled out that my pinky is not broken. I guess we should start on like what happened to it.
Yeah, there's questions flying in though. So
Okay,
Hazel broke it.
I just said it's not broken. You're spreading false news.
No, it's box.
Okay.
No politics.
No politics. You're gonna get banned.
Good point.
No, so yes, it was Hazel though.
Yes, Hazel almost broke it.
It wasn't her fault. I think we actually went through this last week, how we were at Tractor Supply and we were practicing her training. I take her I try to take her a lot of places, which hasn't worked lately, but yeah, we took her to Tractor Supply, did some training, and we were in one of the aisles, and there was we were at the end of one of the aisles, and at the end of the other aisle, the same aisle, at the other end, a lady came down, and she was clearly afraid of dogs, and when she saw Hazel, who's a 125-pound Great Dane, she didn't back away, but she clearly was afraid, and Hazel wanted to go and say hello, and I wasn't holding on to her very tight with the leash because she's really good on the leash, and as we were talking, she pulls away and somehow wraps my finger around the leash. And it doesn't take very much force for a 125-pound dog versus Pinky to cause issues. So I guess what the ortho doctor said today was that it's a really bad sprain. It's been about 6 weeks since it happened. So I guess, now is the time to get this finally looked at. And so I have, you can see me because you've zoomed in.
I did, but that zoom in was a little while ago, so they can't see that now. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Zoom in again.
Show them your pinky.
So this is what my fancy finger looks like now. It's skin colored, and all it does is prevent.
Hold it sideways. Yeah.
Like that?
No, the other way, so they can see the bend.
Oh!
There you go. Not in front of your face.
Hiya! Anyway, I was giving you a 360 view, like I'm a hand model.
No, it stopped zooming in. Okay.
Anyway.
Anyway.
So it's a splint, but it's a better splint than I had originally because I was bumping. It was making my pinky too bulky, and then I would bump into it, and it would hurt like a mother, and so far, so good. And this one can get wet, and it's not a big problem.
Who's Danica's BFF?
Herself.
I
don't know.
Did you see that question, Angie?
It was technically like,
Danica's BFF.
are there any of the other mama goods that she really likes? Like her BFF that she doesn't push around as much?
I would say her daughter, No, Amy's not her daughter.
Amy's her sister.
Amy.
And she's second in command. But I really think, okay, so now that Danica has a set of babies, she doesn't snuggle with Deanndra as much, but she used to snuggle with Deanndra all the time.
Yeah.
And maybe once she doesn't have her babies anymore, or, well, if we keep one of them, I don't know.
But yeah, that would be it. It'd be Amy.
Yeah, I don't know, she's not really a snuggly wuggly type of.
She's not a snuggly goat. No, she's big.
She likes her personal space.
Yep.
The poor thing.
All right, Angie, what's up? Next one.
All right, next is Larry, and he wants to know when is it time to start weaning the kids?
Hold on, that's Larry, not Larry?
Nope, it's a different Larry.
Oh!
It was a Larry something, but
it wasn't Larry, not Larry?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, maybe they could correct us if that was.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, I'm sorry, I just heard
when do you
Larry
start weaning?
and.
When is it time to start weaning?
8 to 10 to 12 weeks, depending on size and who's sold. So 8 weeks if it's a singleton and he I'm talking about Thunder is fat and doesn't need any more, then yes, we can wean him. But somebody like Uno or Jack, even Uno's catching up. Somebody like Jack, I would probably keep the full 12 weeks just because he's smaller.
He's smaller, yeah. Out of the boy goats, do we have a king?
Oh,
no, Pie or Thunder.
No. I mean the males outside. The boys. Like is anyone higher than the other? I don't think so.
Well, they don't live together.
Yeah, they don't really live.
They have their own little kingdoms right
and
there.
And that's why they don't live together, because the king would fight to the death, pretty much.
It would not. It would get ugly.
It would get real ugly.
I think just based off of age alone, Giovanni.
Yeah, Giovanni's how old?
Yeah.
4, 5?
Same age as Moo.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I can't keep track of them.
Yeah, Moo is 15.
4.
Yeah.
She's not 15.
No, year 15. 2015. Oh,
World's
geez.
oldest
Wow,
goat.
my best.
You knew what I meant. And if you want to see the boys, we have a video, Who's Your Daddy?
Oh
video.
yeah, just posted
a couple of weeks
with
ago.
all the babies and who had what. And
it was Syman Says Saturday a few weeks ago. Who's Your Daddy? That talks about all the boys. Yep. All right, next one.
All right, next is Kaylee, and she wants to know, how is the greenhouse and solar panels going?
So the solar panel project, that's funny. It's not going. The town wanted me to spend $25,000 on a transformer. Sorry, not the town. The electric company, our EverSource, told me I can put in that solar system if I spend 25 grand on a new transformer upgrade on the road.
As if we're going to take it when we move.
Because I wanted to put in a 23,000 kilowatt system, which would cover everything on the whole property, because we use a lot of electricity. They told me the biggest system I could do is 13,000, and to me that wasn't worth it. Why put in a system that's only going to cover 60%? I want to cover 100, and in order to do that, I'd have to spend $25,000 on somebody else's equipment, and it wasn't going to happen. So that's over for now. And then the greenhouse is coming along, but it's still not done. It's about, I would say 60% done now. One other wall got put on, and I'm having more fun with camera number 2 YouTube project than I am with greenhouse.
That greenhouse always gets...
It always does.
It always gets the boot. Like, we have more important things to do. Let's go do that now.
Yeah.
We'll finish that. We'll be like, okay, time for the greenhouse. Oh, nope, something else came up. Let's go. And that's why it's the 2-year going on 3-year.
Yeah. It's the project you do when every other project gets caught up. It's pretty much
or
what
you're
it's
just
turned
bored
into.
that day. Like
Yeah. And it's almost to the point where it's not going to be useful this year, because I would need to use it in April for seeds, and it's not going to happen, so it's going to be a next year green. I mean, I'm going to keep working on it, but it's going to be a next year. By next year, it'll be functional. There'll be seeds in it and everything.
You hope.
Yeah. I mean, it's hotter in there now because it's got a roof and it's got 3
the
walls, not 4. Yeah, but good question.
It's the windshield.
Open for ventilation.
Yes, it's ventilation, right.
All right, Claudia wants to know, when is Moo going in Gen Pop?
Ooh, right now.
Man,
No.
No. So after the vet came
Saturday?
out to not Saturday. That'd be
Put
the
her
worst
outside.
Day.
No. Okay,
I'm
never
gonna-
mind.
I'm gonna start
This is
switching.
why I build barns, and she takes care of heartbeat.
Look, my biggest concern right now is that Moo's gonna do something stupid and re-break it. So she needs as much time to get some muscle in that joint so that it's protected for when she goes outside and is stupid. Because we know Moo, and she's looking at me right now, and she's already trying to break out of the barn. Yeah. It's gonna be, it's only been 2 days, so, and the vet wanted her in there for several days, and that's really up to Moo.
Yeah. So it's been, 2 days.
It's only been 2 days, yep.
Yep.
And did you give an update on Poppy?
Nope, I haven't talked about Poppy. That was part of my announcements that we didn't get to. Poppy. Oh, she's gonna be the death of me. Alright, where do I start? So, we noticed, actually you all noticed, that she started gagging on her hay again, we noticed it last weekend. Don't zoom in on me again. You're annoying.
Okay, keep going.
So, then she was gagging, and she did it a couple days in a row. The first time we thought it was just like, what did you do? Second time we're like, fine. Called the vet, and she said I'll come out and see her when we take Moo's cast off. And we don't know. We don't know what's going on with Poppy. The vet thinks that under her one eye socket is swollen, and there's like an indent on her cheek. So there could be some nerve damage running along the outside of her cheek, jaw, on her tongue, in her tongue. There's so many nerves that it's hard to pinpoint exactly what's going on. But it would explain maybe some of the swelling or contour of her cheek, that she had maybe some trauma. Not sure when that happened, if it was way back when she had her botulism. Was that even botulism, or was it nerve damage from a trauma? Now we don't know. So the vet was like, hey, let's put her on some steroids, because if it is something inflammatory, the steroids will take that away, and we'll get our answer. one thing with steroids is that it lowers the immune system, so we have to watch her for mastitis and any other fever. So I was taking her temperature every day, twice a day, and this morning she spiked a fever. So normal goat temperature is 102.5 to 103. I don't really like it going above 103.5, but the vet's like, as long as it's still 103, I don't want to know about it. This morning it hit 104. Tonight it's 104.2. And that's with medication. So she is on another different type of anti-inflammatory and fever reducer, which is hopefully gonna work. But yeah, I have a planned phone call with the vet tomorrow morning to go over some ideas.
Have you ever tasted the difference between the 3 types of milk? Toggenburg, Alpine, La Mancha?
Yeah, I don't taste the difference.
Yeah, no difference.
I
Yeah.
don't taste the difference. I know scientifically there's a difference in butterfat content and all that. I think you'd notice a difference between like a Nubian's milk and an Alpine. We don't have Nubians, so some people have said that they can taste the difference.
Yes, the wheels are put back on my car. Just
No
random question.
It no longer looks.
It no longer
like
looks like somebody stole my rims. We bought all new rims and new tires and put them all on. Thank you to Jenna and her son Bradley. I was lost there for a minute, but he helped me put them on with my son, actually, Jake. They put the tires on my car. It's a little lesson in how to put tires on a car, and yeah, so it's all done. Yeah, and it rides well, and it's good to go. And they stayed on. I got worried. I did. I drove the car.
I drove the car today, and I was worried.
I actually told Bradley's dad this story. I drove the car for the first day, and I go, oh shit, I hope he tightened all the lug nuts. I was like, I drove the car like 5 miles an hour. I got back home and double checked them all, and they were all nice and tight. It was a funny story. I just always double check, especially if it's life or death. Yeah.
Carrie, what about keeping Pie to breed with Rainey? They would make beautiful babies. Yeah. Yes, they would make beautiful babies, except Pie cannot be registered.
Yes.
So he's half registered because Dad is registered, but Charlotte is not registered. So I don't plan on keeping him for anything other than a wether if we keep him.
Right. So let's ask, because I think
But you're right, they would make beautiful babies.
I think this came out once. So Rainey's registered, and so is Rainey's boyfriend, which makes Rainey's baby, which is what's Rainey's baby's name?
Thunder.
Thunder is worth a lot more than other babies. What do we sell Thunder for? Roughly.
So Thunder intact.
Registered.
Yeah,
intact and
male,
registered.
registered. He's going to go for $400.
Right. So an unregistered would be like
$200.
Yeah. So it's like half the price. So the registered ones, you want to leave them that way. Yeah. You wouldn't want to breed him back to Rainey.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. I need a question.
Next is Allison, and she wants to know, will you have a bunny cam?
Ooh. So this is what might happen. The bubble cam that's going inside yet outside, if it does not work due to temperature problems, think about it. The sun beats on this bubble and the bubble melts my new camera. That's a problem. So then I would have to order a new camera and say, sorry YouTube, you don't get an outdoor camera. We then go bunny cam or something like that. A different view from inside. I'm hoping to possibly rig up some type of fan on the camera to keep it cooled down. I don't know. I did mount the bubble in an area where it only gets sun for like a half an hour in the morning, and the sun in the morning's not that hot. It's in the shade all day. So I've kind of thought of all that to hopefully save the camera from getting ruined. But if bubble cam doesn't work, rabbit cam comes next. They're just not that exciting, the rabbits. I mean, it's hard. I'd have to pick one rabbit, mount the camera, and you'd see that one rabbit do this all day long in the cage. And then I'd go, okay, let's pick a different rabbit, and then move.
It'd be really cute though when you.
It'd be super cute. Yes, if you did that we can do. If she breeds a rabbit and we know it's about day like 15, And they have their
like
babies.
Yeah, if it's like day 25, because they give birth on 31.
So we mount the camera in there.
Then they start hay stashing and doing all their stuff.
So we could do that. Mount the camera in there on like day 20. You guys know you got about 10 days until babies start coming out, and then you got another like 4 or 5 days before you even see the babies because they're good. So that could be cool.
Yeah.
We could do that. That's a possibility. All right, next question.
LYD asks, do goats see in color or black and white?
Ooh,
I did research that one time.
I don't know. We'd have to ask Bob or.
She doesn't know.
Yeah, that's a good point.
If she could answer these questions, we'll just have
Bob.
Q&A with Alexa. And she didn't even hear me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's a good question.
I actually researched one time about how is their vision in the dark, because I find them to be spooky. Once the sun goes down, if like we wait a while to turn them in, and we, do the green, and we send all the moms outside, and then we go to let them in, they're kind of spooked by shadows. So night vision is not so good.
I'm gonna hit 2 questions quickly.
Okay.
How long are rabbits pregnant for?
31 days.
And how are your Peloton classes going? So Peloton, let me rephrase here. So we did this, right? We have our Peloton.
How does it look it's going?
It's not going good. So kidding season gets in the way. We get really busy, and the Peloton or exercising in general doesn't happen, other than moving logs up 30-something steps last weekend in the other Syman Says farms.
Hay bales now.
And hay and this and that. But the Peloton,
still fighting a cold.
The Peloton bike is still there. We've actually
collecting dust.
We actually removed the bed from that room to turn the whole room into a gym. I even bought gym flooring.
We have good intentions.
We have good intentions here, right?
Intentions
it's going to be the best looking gym nobody uses.
Stop it. Stop it.
Oh, that was funny. But no, I plan on getting on the bike, and eventually the Peloton treadmill is going to show up, but that thing cost a fortune, so.
Yeah, we'll get back to it.
We'll get back to it, and we'll record it, too, when we get there. You must have watched one of the Peloton
I'll record
videos.
it once I don't look like a... Anyway.
I thought you were going to say Oompa Loompa. That's usually your go-to.
Yeah, stuffed sausage. I mean, we can go on. Oh, this isn't very nice.
All right, next question.
All right,
I'd like to move on.
Next is from Kate, and she asks, can half siblings be mated?
Yes.
Actually, Rainey and Grayson are half siblings.
So yes.
They share the same father because we got them from the same farm, and that can be done only because like their moms were like way not related. But otherwise, yeah, half siblings is fine. Mother, son is fine. Son, mother, yeah, it's all fine. Just not full brothers and sisters. So like pie and apple would not be good.
Next is from Typo, and she wants to know if you've ever heard if you rub a kid's head too much that it will make them aggressive.
So
yes.
I wouldn't say rub. I would say if the goat leans into you as a human,
here, we'll demonstrate.
Right, and you're like, and you're playing with the goat like that, yeah,
you're asking for trouble.
You're teaching them to be more aggressive.
Well, sometimes I do that with Moo.
It's just like if you had a dog and you constantly let it
tug of war and roughhouse and
you're teaching it to be aggressive. Yeah,
it's not even just aggressive. I don't think I would say it's an aggressive thing. You're just teaching it bad manners. And if it's okay to do that with you, what's to say it's not okay to do it with a 3-year-old? Right. That's the problem. It might be okay like when I roughhouse with Moo. I don't know. I think maybe she has an understanding that that's how you can play with me, but nobody else. But I think I'm giving Moo a little bit too
I
much
saw
credit.
a quick question come through, and I don't even know the answer. It said, do you have a video of the goats on the playscape outside? I would say we do, but it's hidden in one of the 400 videos. Do me a favor, watch them all, and then let me know which one.
It is, and we'll do a highlight.
We'll highlight. I have no idea. I know I have a video of our kids playing on the playscape, and I think the goats are out there with them. I know I do. I just don't know what video it is. No idea. Next
is Claudia, and she asks, who is the bossy one within the kids?
Oh, I thought she was going to ask this about us. I'm like, that's me.
So.
Of the kids, Bossy?
Oh, that's...
I mean, I don't know, Bossy. I would know demanding, like, Pie's demanding of your attention. Bear is demanding of your attention. Shrek is not all there. I love that goat, but he just doesn't speak fluent goat yet, so he tries to nurse off of other moms and doesn't take the hint. So, but Bossy, I don't think anybody's really bossy yet.
Okay, do we want to, we'll have Angie ask another question, and we're going to ask one more that we had written on our list.
Okay.
I already remember the question.
Okay.
Go for it.
Okay, Dizzy wants to know how many times do you breed a doe? I think.
Ooh.
Like year over year?
I think so.
Okay, so that's kind of subjective to how the doe is handling
Okay, wait a
their
second.
pregnancies.
Doe. Are we talking rabbits or goats?
Goats.
Okay,
I'm
just making
assuming
sure.
because
Goats.
it's kind of a goat
Yeah.
cam.
Okay, we'll say
Yeah.
goats.
Yeah.
We could talk rabbits
and the thing
too,
is,
but
the same answer goes for a rabbit, though.
yeah.
Because I think how many times do you breed any animal? It doesn't really matter who or what it is. If the mom continues to have successful pregnancies and deliveries and healthy babies each year, and it's not taxing on her body, she's able to maintain body condition, she's able to create enough milk for those babies to raise them all on her own, then why not breed her again?
Yeah.
I think there does come an age for a goat. Like, I'm not going to go and breed a 10-year-old goat. That'd be silly.
Yeah.
I think that would be an unnecessary risk. Same thing, like, you know.
Deandra's pushing 7, right? Did you
No,
say?
Danica, and I think it's 6.
6 or 7.
I think it's 6, but you know, and I thought after last year, I thought, hey, let's see how she does this year, and if she had a successful pregnancy and delivery, I would have bred her again.
She had a successful pregnancy. If the mom
I
doesn't,
said and delivery.
if the mom makes it and the babies make it, it's successful. It's just like landing an airplane. If you can walk away, it doesn't matter that you crashed.
Wow.
It's still successful.
Wow.
I learned that from I learned that from
my definition.
I learned that from my uncle who crashed a plane once. And
but I was fine.
And he walked away from it and goes, "It was successful. I didn't die."
This is not what I meant.
Okay.
Okay, so
if you can't fly the plane again,
doesn't matter.
Right. Right. Just like no.
Yeah.
So I would not say Danica had a successful delivery. Okay.
They're all still here.
Complication. No. She had a complication, so definitely. And if that was her first complication, actually, she probably still would have been done.
Oh,
because of the way her uterus is tilted.
Yeah,
I don't even know if she'll ever get pregnant again based off of her internal anatomy.
So I saw a quick question go through, one that how young? I just asked you this the other day. How young before these boys in here start getting fertile?
By 12 weeks, we're going to end up having to separate them.
Yeah, we either separate or you don't make babies anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But we don't want to make that decision before we have customers, right? Because we don't want to...
Yeah, you don't want to limit that. But by 12 weeks, you really have to start making that decision. So they'll be fertile, but, like, the girls aren't going to be fertile.
Right. Yeah.
Those little babies won't start going into heat until the fall. So, but we don't want to risk babies having babies because that's against every...
Yes, we plan on having the open house on YouTube with 2 cameras if possible.
Yeah.
If Comcast doesn't shut me down for using like a terabyte of data a day.
Yeah, whatever.
That's all right. I do it all the time.
Yeah. Carrie said, I saw Max in a video, and who was his mom?
Max. Ooh.
Max was Moo's baby last year.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think Max was a Moo
Max
baby.
was another pie.
Yep.
Just super personable little boy. He was a looker. And he went up to be a herd sire, so...
Alright, so Angie, go for a question, and then I just saw one pop up about lotion.
Yep, I was going to write that one down.
Yeah.
Kate wants to know if Charlotte has really good milk.
Yeah.
Yeah, Charlotte's one of the best. Charlotte's like 2 gallons a day. No, a gallon a day. Half a gallon in the morning, half a gallon at night. Charlotte. Yeah, she fills that whole glass container.
Yeah, she's a gallon a day.
She's a gallon a day.
Yes, she makes a lot of milk. She's everybody's favorite girl to learn how to milk on.
Yep.
she's good for the kids to learn how to milk on too.
So I'm going to go into the lotion. So the pre-orders are going very well. I don't know. We haven't decided when we're canceling the pre-order discount.
Oh, it's coming soon.
Good news is all the supplies are in. They just showed up today. Yeah. So the only thing missing is goat milk. We did collect some.
We have about a gallon and a half.
So we're going to, we have some.
I'm not collecting any more right now because their bodies.
Right.
Well, the reason we could collect some in the beginning is because Rainey, who's going to be a heavy milker, and Greta, whose milk came in fast and furious, they both only have singletons.
Right.
So they were getting engorged. So we were just taking some milk to help relieve the engorgement and saving it so we could.
So we have some. We might be able to produce enough to clear up the first 20 or so orders, but we're sitting on close to 100 orders. And it's going to be till almost June, July?
Yeah, I said early July before I could really start. Yeah, I got to get the babies weaned.
Right. We got to get them weaned, and we don't wean them until customers take them home, pretty much. So that kind of answers.
But if necessary, and we're, we can plan ahead, and I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah. And then the expiration date, technically, we have some that's 3-4 years old, and it's still perfectly fine. Yeah,
I actually use it all the time.
Yeah, but
there's actually no
the
rule.
Preservative we use in our goat milk recommends 2 years. So I would say 2-3 years, you'll be fine. That's the expiration date.
If you're not using our 8-ounce bottle of lotion in the 2 years,
we got a problem.
We're doing something
wrong.
We're
doing something wrong.
So you shouldn't have a problem going through it.
And then will there be different fall and winter scents? And the answer is we are looking at more scents. Once we have so much milk, we don't know what to do with it, and we can't.
Yeah.
Right, and we can't.
If we get to that point.
So yes, we are looking at launching more scents eventually.
We have some seasonal ideas, some gift box ideas for like Christmas time, and
yeah. So that's all my lotion questions.
I have a question now that Poppy is sick. Can she nurse her baby?
Good question.
So the steroid that she was on can drop her milk supply, but she only had 3 doses of that. So I don't think her milk supply dropped too much in that time, and it was a low dose of steroid. So I'm hoping her milk supply wasn't affected by that too much. So here we're getting some refills. Yeah, that's not Aaron peeing in the background.
That's a refill.
Just a refill. But yeah, we're keeping a close eye on both Poppy and Penelope to make sure that baby P is getting some proper nutrition from mom's milk, and that Poppy just stays as healthy as she possibly can.
You mentioned that the steroid can lower milk production.
Yes.
I missed that. I was filling my drink.
Yep.
Okay. There was also another question concerning that, asking, do the steroids the mom gets transferred to the kids, and is it harmful?
No. Not after she's born. So when she had botulism, one of the treatments for that was steroids, and we were not allowed to give it to her because she was pregnant, and steroids and babies in utero do not mix.
So we had to wait till after the baby was out.
Right. Yep. There were some hard decisions during Poppy's pregnancy as far as how aggressive do we treat Poppy? How aggressive can we even examine Poppy? A lot of what the vet needs to do is to sedate Poppy and do some kind of exploratory type endoscopy to see what's going on in there.
Yeah, that's next, but that's huge.
That's huge.
That's big.
But we couldn't. That option was off the table 100% while she was pregnant.
Right, of course.
Now that she's not pregnant, we can start thinking about some options to help Poppy. Especially now that even Penelope is 2 weeks old.
Yep. Quick Harper question. This came up once before. I'm trying to answer the long ones for you so you don't have to write them down. But I do want to get back to the ones we missed from like 45 minutes ago. If there are any.
Ask him again
we'll get there. Harper doesn't go outside logistically just because there's no reason to.
Well, there's no grain for her to have.
Right. There's no grain. The girls with grain come in, they go out. Harper almost knows she's not supposed to go outside, so she doesn't even try. And to put her outside for 10 minutes, and then we'd have trouble getting her back in. because she would be
that,
like,
yeah.
oh.
I don't know that we'd have problems getting her back inside. Well, you actually took a picture this morning of all the girls just standing right there at the door.
Yeah, I
like,
sent
can we
it to
come
you.
back in now?
Yeah, they don't.
So they don't go out and really play. They want their babies back.
We're about a week or two away from all of them going outside every day. Hence the bubble camp.
Yeah, it's tough because we had so many 4-pounders this year that they just take some extra time to grow.
So they don't fit through our fence.
Yeah. And that's something that I don't want to fix. And we could fix it so that the babies could already be outside and the fence is small enough so they don't get out.
Yeah.
But then they wouldn't, like Sadie and the girls, wouldn't be able to fit their heads out to weed whack our fence line, which is very helpful in the
plus
summertime.
it'd be like $800 worth of hardware cloth, and that's not happening. So no, we gotta wait till they get bigger. It's all Jack's fault. He's the smallest one. We're waiting for Jack to get bigger.
Yeah,
it's really
even though Jack wasn't one that fit out the day.
Yeah, but he could.
He could.
Yeah.
They all can.
Next question.
All right, next is from Carrie, and she wants to know, how big of a space do you need for 2 pygmy goats for pets in a backyard garden? And she wants like a space.
Oh, you could do
number.
that so small.
In meters, if you could.
I don't know.
Well, we can convert it. Hang
meters.
on. So outside, 2 pygmies, they're tiny, right? They could literally grow in 1 pen. I mean, grow. 2 pens?
I mean...
That's 20 by 20.
I think there's like a standard of like how many square feet you should have for a goat. I know there is for chickens. You know, I would always say if you're gonna keep them in a small place, in a small area, have like temporary pens that can be moved around so they have fresh grass and they're not constantly eating off of old grass where they're pooping, because you're going to have parasite issues. So you want to be able to rotate paddocks, and you can do that with it's staked in, like temporary fencing. But as far as an indoor place for 2 pygmy goats, you could probably get away with an 8-foot by 8-foot shed, which is what in meters?
8 foot by a meter is
maybe
roughly 3 feet.
So 3 meters by 3 meters. Right?
Yeah, that's
a 9 by 9.
Well, right here, I just Googled it, and Google says about 200 square feet per goat. That's square.
Indoor, outdoor? Or is that outdoor
I think
space?
that's outdoor.
10 feet per goat of indoor space.
Yeah.
So then that would definitely be a 9 by 9 would be plenty of room.
9 by 9. So 3 by 3 meters. A meter's roughly 3 feet, right?
Yes.
Alexa.
Yes.
1 foot, 1 yard, how big's 1 meter?
See,
she didn't know because I.
She's like,
but a meter's close to a yard, so I would say 3 meters by 3 meters. You're close to 10 feet by 10 feet.
Yeah, which is plenty of room.
Plenty of
for 2
room.
pygmies.
Plenty of room.
And that's pretty small.
That's small.
I've always told people the smaller the space, the more you're gonna have to muck out, and the cleaner you're gonna have to keep it.
Yep.
So
the bigger
go
you go,
as
the
big as
easier you can maintain.
Especially because 2 goats leads
and
to 3 goats.
technically, you should have 3.
Goats.
You're right.
You should technically have 3 goats. I always recommend 3 goats to somebody who's looking to get them.
Yep. Next question.
Jamie wants to know, what is the most difficult goat birth you've had?
Danica's this year. Yeah.
Weirdest is
By
Danica's
far.
last year, and the hardest before
Actually, the one who's the water baby.
That was Danica last year.
Danica last year. So I don't want to get too gross. Last year, Danica had what's called a water baby. So it was DOA. It was very difficult to get out. It was basically like a balloon.
It was
so
a
it was
normal
trying
size.
to fit this big baby that was filled with liquid.
Just the belly was filled with
liquid. The belly
liquid.
was filled with liquid. It didn't make it through the whole, it didn't die during delivery.
No.
It was already, it passed away a week or two before.
That story is, it's long.
It's long, but my point was that was extremely difficult because it took the vet and myself to pull that baby out.
We kind of think that Danica's delivery last year
is what
caused her uterus to be tilted this year.
But so that one was difficult, but this one was probably the most difficult because of the positioning, and you had to reposition it. So yeah, this year's was pretty bad.
I do think the hardest, and I don't know, I think our vet would even agree, the hardest here on our farm was Cassie, who was our first goat ever to have babies here. That last triplet came out
there was
all
a
wrong.
Triplet birth, that was difficult.
So wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. Put it this way. The first time we put up a YouTube camera, the first year we had no DOAs. And no major
Cassie
issues.
wasn't Cassie's babies didn't, there was no DOA, and the year after that there was no
well, yeah, there was.
Poppy's
sibling.
And then the year after that was water baby. So
every year we had one major complication that ended up in a death. This is the first year we did not, and that's YouTube's fault.
It's YouTube.
Thank you. I'm serious. It's the whole reason we almost didn't put up the camera. What are we going to do if a DOA comes out? And we decided that's part of the education. Yeah. It's just it. And at any point, we can kill the audio or kill the video.
Yeah.
We make that decision.
Do you know that I still don't really consider either one of those DOAs? I didn't see them as viable lives.
They never made it that far,
they died in utero so early, or there was some, there was some
other complicated,
I look at a DOA as a perfectly normal baby that just comes out.
Yeah, and they were not perfectly normal.
And there's no
good point.
No explanation, rhyme, or reason as to why they came out DOA.
Right.
So no, I see that as just nature. I don't know. That's maybe me decompartmentalizing it.
I would say this year was the most successful year, is what I'm trying to say. Yep. Next question.
Next is from Kaylee, and she wants to know, how are your children doing with school and after-school activities?
Ooh, fun stuff. Jake's starting to run.
There's 4 of them. This could take all night.
Jake's starting to run track. I asked, so this is the thing. I asked today, I said, Jacob, he's our 13-year-old. You can know this all through YouTube, but do you want to be part of our Q&A tonight? And he goes, I won't be able to answer any other questions. I said, yes, you will.
They'll ask questions about.
He goes, nah, I don't want to do it. Then our 10-year-old, Tyler, nope, I don't want to do it. Our 6-year-old, Quinn, yeah, I want to do it. But he's already in bed. Yeah. So, no, they're all doing great. That's my short answer.
I wanted to do a follow-up. Somebody said, wasn't Uno a twin? Yes, we kind of think he was, but his twin was even less.
Oh, that's like golf ball size.
Yeah, no, his twin literally, if you could even call it his twin, was in a sack this big and was just cells.
Yeah, so
like it was just cells. There was no.
The ultrasound picked up a twin in the first 3-4 weeks, but at that size, they're like the size of an
And then, like probably a week later, it stopped forming because like it was that small. If we had re-ultrasounded Greta back when we did Poppy, just because Poppy we re-ultrasounded plenty of times to make sure her baby was okay. She would have been like, yeah, I guess we didn't see a second twin, and we would have known that Uno was going to be an Uno.
Right. Yeah. We didn't know
Uno was going to be an Uno.
Next question.
Yeah.
Allison wants to know, will you use the birthing pens for rabbits to exercise in once
we already do that with so we count the stalls. No, the pen next to Moo, which is kidding stall 5. That used to be where our Flemish Giants lived.
It's where the Air Force babies were born.
Yeah, we have to be really careful with letting the little rabbits be in there because we do have barn cats. And we don't want anybody. So it's supervised only when they do get exercise time. But they do throughout the summer especially. So we're out here all the time when it's warm.
Next.
Kaylee wants to know, what was wrong with Hazel in one of the videos. She went to the vet.
She got spayed?
Spayed, I think. That's the only time. Yeah.
No, that wasn't the only time she went to the vet, but I don't think we had that on video.
What?
When she was 5 or 6 months old, she got hit by the ATV.
Oh, that is true. Yeah, that might have been on video. These guys are good.
Yeah. You can't sneak anything.
Yeah, so Tyler accidentally crashed into Hazel with his ATV once.
Oh,
that was a very scary moment.
Let's
Okay. It's a little kid ATV.
And
he was doing like 5 miles an hour, but he hit her, maybe 10. But he hit her pretty good, and she made noise.
We have a little figure 8 track in the back, and
in the woods, yeah.
And Jake and Ty were on their ATVs, and in the figure 8 pattern, Hazel was right in the middle, like coming down this way, and Tyler was coming this way, and it just, the timing.
Yeah. And we've removed the figure 8 since then.
And it's not
no
there
more
anymore.
figure 8.
But she was fine. There
She
was
was
no.
If that was the reason.
If that was the video you were talking about,
The
then
only other reason is we don't want dog babies.
Yeah, I don't need babies.
Yeah.
I don't need puppies. Oh gosh.
Next
They'd be
question.
really cute, but no. I saw a question about why does Giovanni have horns? He does
Skurs.
not. He doesn't have horns. He has skurs. Skurs is a product of, it comes with the territory with boys.
Yeah.
He was disbudded as a baby, but because he's a buck and his horn buds are so big that the hormones rage with these bucks that they end up growing. They're supposed to be little things that kind of can knock off and.
Right, but his get a little big.
His are big. We have to.
We cut them like twice
down.
a year. You obviously saw the effing nasty video. Yeah, we were having fun with that one. That was a good one. Very educational.
All right.
How long do goats live? 13, 14 years?
15.
15?
Yeah, 10 to 15.
That's a quick question.
Is a really nice.
Quick answer there. We got to catch up. I see like 2 pages down there.
Next is Linda, and she wants to know, would you consider a teeter-totter for the goats?
Ooh, probably.
One that moves? No.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying, like, have you met Moo?
Yeah.
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 We already have a swing. You should
We
see
do
Moo
have a
on that
swing,
thing.
and Moo hurt me while on the swing. Anyway. No. I don't need any more injuries in my life.
Yeah, the challenge with a teeter-totter is when it teeters and totters, it could squish another goat.
What if a baby's under there, or
and there are ways to put a rubber tire under there so it bounces and doesn't. Yeah,
the
but
kid would be on the tire.
Right. So yeah,
I think like a goat, and I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of ways a goat can hurt itself. I don't need to make.
The next toy I want to put out there, if we do it,
Yeah.
is get a big old tractor tire and dig a trench and bury half the tire
standing up on its end.
on its end,
Yeah.
so on its side, so like a big donut, and only half the tire sticks out of the ground. So they can jump up and over it, and it's solid in the ground. So I got to get the backhoe out. But that's the next toy.
We have that tire.
Yeah, we have it.
And they play with it as.
But that's the next toy I want to do. If we do another toy out there. Yep.
I think I answered this question before.
Oh, and I forgot to ask my question.
Since the lotion is made from goat's milk, does the lotion need to be refrigerated? And the answer is no. I do add a preservative, so it does not need to be refrigerated. And we've said it before, I have lotion sitting on my shelf for the last 3 years, and it's still just fine.
Yep. And no, we do not keep the boys and the girls together ever, other than mating. Those boys are freeloaders except for 1 day a year.
Well,
poor men.
Only because they're very fertile girls, which we've talked about.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
Nope, they have their own little pens, they have their own little houses.
And even while we breed them, it's supervised only. I don't leave them in there.
Nope, nope, not at all.
Yep.
All right, next is from Typo Queen, and she wants to know if you've ever had to bottle feed a kid.
We actually started bottle feeding our first round because we bought our kids early. Our first couple babies we bought early from the farm, and they needed to be bottle raised, but that was it.
Yeah, and we use a different system than most farms. We have a blue cooler.
Oh, that's going to be hard to explain.
Yeah, it's a blue cooler, like a circular one that's...
You ever go to a soccer game?
There's a video on YouTube. The girls just want to have fun video of the original herd of babies jumping and bouncing around.
Oh, Moo as a baby.
No, the original group of girls.
Herd. You're
Lucy,
right.
Sadie,
Angie made
Charlotte,
us buy Moo later.
Yes, that was
you're
the
right.
You're
second
welcome.
year.
Thanks.
Thanks.
That was year 2.
Anyway, in that video you can see the blue barrel, the blue cooler with a bunch of nipples sticking out around the top. And inside that are tubes going down, and there's milk inside.
Right.
And that's how we bottle feed.
Right. That way, like 5 goats can drink at once.
And then they just eat on demand rather than only eating when I can get out there.
And they don't attack humans, thinking every time a human walks in, it's feed time.
Yeah, and I mean honestly, they're super friendly anyway, regardless.
Right. Yep.
So.
All right. B. Cox wants to know, have any of the goats needed a C-section?
Nope.
No. Thank God. No.
Next, then.
Yeah, no.
Next.
That was, but going back to the water baby, we were very close.
Nope.
Because
We
we
were
had,
not.
actually, no, we
Nope.
were going to do something
I
else.
would go
but we
into
weren't.
some details, but I don't know
Yeah,
that
we don't wanna
YouTube
talk
really
about it.
wants how we were going to get that baby out. But it was not going to
Good
be
point.
a C-section.
It wasn't a C-section. But
Yeah.
that was,
That baby was beyond a C-section.
yeah, good point.
So, but no, we've never
So,
had to do a C-section.
While Angie's writing down some questions, I have a question for the audience.
Okay.
Where are you guys from? Keep the answer as short as possible. So, if you're in the U.S., just put the state. That's it. We don't need your address. Don't
if
do
you're
anything
from
silly.
outside the, yeah, no, I don't want to know
I don't want to
the
make
address.
I'm
I
just
want
curious.
to know kind of where our audience is from. There's
'Cause-
185 people in chat.
Yeah.
Where are y'all from?
Because YouTube doesn't tell me. It'll just say United States.
Yeah.
It doesn't tell me what state, which
Yeah,
is
and
weird.
you can even say West Coast, East Coast.
Whatever.
You don't even have to give us a state. Just maybe the country.
I
if
like it
you're
when we
from-
light up the chat and it
Yeah,
just goes.
if you're from out of the states and everything, like.
Here we go. We got
where's
UK,
the
UK.
countries?
It's got to be like midnight in the UK.
Go to bed. No,
Jer-
don't go to
Jersey,
bed.
New Hampshire, Florida. Wow.
Minnesota.
Canada, Minnesota. Another UK, Michigan, Ohio,
Ooh,
New
London,
York,
baby.
London. I think that was Cali, California,
Where?
Texas,
Oh yeah,
Alabama.
California.
A lot of UK.
Yeah, a lot of you. Yeah, it's got it. Alexa, what time is it in the UK?
Hey Emily, you're from Connecticut. You coming to open house?
Oh my God,
Oh
it's 1
my
o'clock in the
gosh.
morning.
I mean, I don't want to tell you
Their
to go
husbands
to bed,
probably hate
but
us.
But it's her Friday.
This is true.
It's a good point.
Wait,
no,
no,
it
it's
isn't.
Thursday
No.
night.
Friday morning.
Friday morning, correct.
They're on their Friday.
Yeah.
I mean, you still
It's
gotta go
Friday.
to work though.
They still gotta go to work,
Maybe
maybe.
that's when it goes in the closet.
1:10 a.m.
Do you know what Quinn's teacher said today? First of all, Quinn, who's in kindergarten, had a substitute teacher today, and he's all concerned.
That sticks
that-
on the eyelids. That's
talking.
hilarious. Sorry.
Uh,
That was funny, Jen. Dan.
that you disrupted my
That was
train
funny.
of thought.
We
Quinn's
do
substitute
record
teacher.
this.
Quinn is in kindergarten. He had a substitute teacher. He was concerned that his teacher was sick, but he goes, but my substitute
God,
teacher that
2:10.
said today is Friday Eve. It's Thursday. I was like, your teacher loves the weekends.
Yeah.
You can tell. Cheers.
That's funny.
All right. Well, I missed all your answers. Can you guys say that again?
No.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
Alabama.
Yeah. All right, next question.
Oh my gosh, that was funny. That was a fun time.
Cheryl wants to know, who was the couple you visited the other day?
Oh, so that was my family friend Lynn, and her friend Carol, who is a member of this chat. So
Yeah.
I don't know if Carol's here. Carol, say hey if you're here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was Lynn, and if you guys remember, the whole reason we got into goats was because I went.
Her. The whole reason she got into goats. I just happy wife, happy life. I mean, that's my motto. Continue.
Oh, okay, my turn again. We should have the talking stick. You know, like
This-
a cheerleading. Like
This is
I
going to
never went
become
to
like
cheer camp.
marital counseling with L&A in the bar.
Marital counseling.
Yeah.
So last week, no.
More drinks, I see.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Yeah.
have two drinks of the
Okay,
week.
continue.
I'm trying to continue. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah. So Lynn was here, and if you remember, back when I was 12, I had an experience. We had just moved to Connecticut, and it was over the summer, and a family friend of ours had a goat who sadly passed away during delivery, and she had quadruplets. So Lynn was bottle feeding these babies, and my love of animals, I was like, well, I want to feed baby goats. So I took the morning shift for a while. I think it was for most of the summer, but my memory might be a little off. I remember doing it several times.
It's 2 weeks now.
It was probably 3 days, but that was long enough for me to name them Jumper, Thumper, and Pumper, and I don't remember for Clyde or something. I don't know. Anyway, that really sparked my love of goats, and I don't think it was a conscious spark until we got chickens, and then it went off in my 20s that I was like, I want goats.
They're a gateway animal.
Well, chickens are the gateway
are the
animal
gateway.
in the farming community, and I warned
Then rabbits, then goats. Yeah.
Yeah, we did it a little backwards where we went, well, no, we did it fine. We had pet rabbits first.
Breeds of rabbits. American chinchillas,
You got
Netherland
this.
dwarfs,
You got this.
and Holland Lops.
Yes.
Those are the three.
He can be
We used to have Flemish giants, not anymore.
Yeah, our Flemish giants, I don't know if it was just the bloodline that we had, but they were very prone to heart disease.
Yeah.
And that was very sad.
Yep, they
So we
didn't last
decided
long.
not to continue with that breed in general, just to make room for growing. You know, we really wanted to focus on the Netherland dwarfs and the Holland Lops.
Jenna.
See, I was gonna ask.
Jenna
it.
just asked, "What's the drink of choice Saturday night after open barn?" And my answer would
I'm
be,
hoping
my
Kevin will
answer-
bring some moonshine.
my answer would be just ask
I've got some
Rob.
Japanese plum wine that I've been dying to crack.
There we go. So it's a mixture.
Maybe
Kevin might
limoncello. We have
and
to-
not illegal moonshine. Kevin might bring some moonshine.
What are you talking about?
Stop it.
Illegal moonshine?
It's the stuff you can buy at the store. I don't want anybody calling the cops on us.
They would never do that.
You never know. We're only down to 177 now. We had 200 people. Those 25 that just left
Are on the phone with
are
the
on
cops.
the phone. Yeah, that's the drink of choice on
hey,
Saturday.
typo. Our doors aren't quite big enough on this side, but we could totally fit a giraffe in here. We
Oh,
could totally fit a giraffe.
we could.
After
possibly.
April had her first baby, I was like, dude, we could do this.
We could fit a giraffe. Or I can dress in the giraffe outfit for next Q&A.
It's my
I
costume.
could try to fit.
We will get demonetized. You can't do that.
Good point. That might be inappropriate.
I'll buy you your own giraffe costume.
Okay. All right. Next
All right,
question.
next is Miss B, and she wants to know, will you keep the live camera up after the kids leave?
So,
Can I answer this for 1 second? If we don't leave you guys, how are you gonna miss us? Okay, now you can answer. Just putting that.
so I'm
going
going to go back to the original story Liz started with in the beginning about the little 5-year-old boy with cancer that loves our video. If he wants to watch adult goats walk around all day long, I'll keep this damn camera up forever.
Yeah.
That's
We're not
my
going
answer.
anywhere.
We're not going anywhere. As long as you guys want to watch the emotional, like,
I'm
all
not
these,
gonna take that away from
I'm
anybody.
not taking it down.
I
Now,
don't care if that one little boy is the only person watching.
that's it.
Have
Stand
at
up.
it. It
Yep.
doesn't. I mean,
Yeah, it's
Blah,
stand up. The
blah, blah,
hardest
blah.
part, to be honest, about having a camera in your barn 24/7 with audio means I can't listen to music while I do the barn. That's the hardest part. And if I get sick of it, I'm just going to mute your audio, listen to music, do my chores, and then unmute. That's what would happen. That's the biggest negative about this whole thing, is having not allowed to play music because of copyright infringement. That's it. But other than that,
Thank you.
you guys are here to stay. And think about it. This kidding season thing happens every year.
Yeah.
That giraffe has to wait 18 months. That was my little dig to We're Better.
Oh, you stop it! You're always.
And our
like,
Q&As are free.
oh my
I could keep
God.
going. I could keep going. I'm just kidding.
And we're not mean. Anyway.
No, we're not mean at all. We're fun.
All
Next
right.
question.
The next one is, can you breed 2 different goat breeds?
Yes, we actually did that
Yeah.
once.
Yeah. So the funny story when Giovanni was a first-time future dad. So his first year breeding, he was not even a yearling yet. And, well, Sadie came into heat first, and I think you can all understand what Sadie did to that poor boy. He has never been the same. And, well, he got the job done, and Sadie gave us beautiful babies that year that he sired. But that was the only La Mancha that was serviced by him that year because he was traumatized by Sadie. Couple days after Sadie was serviced by him, Lucy came into heat, and I put Lucy in his pen, and he immediately was like, oh, hell no, this isn't happening again, and jumped on top of his house and never came down.
Yeah.
So I had to take her out of that pen and put her in with a more experienced bully, and we had little Tog La Manchas. So Toggenburg and La Manchas, they were so flippin' cute. Carrie, Let's see. I'm gonna read this out loud because I haven't read this yet. Please keep this channel. Has really helped my 8-year-old son with his health issues as he's fascinated and so much more well behaved and started to communicate more with us, albeit over the goats. Carrie, that's
the
amazing.
reason.
That's why
camera.
we won't take it down.
That's why we're not taking it down.
For as long as we can. Those are the reasons.
She was the one asking about the pygmy goats.
Oh, okay,
Oh, okay.
cool.
That
That's
makes
awesome.
sense now.
Yeah.
Yes, you should get goats.
All right, Jan W wants to know, why do goats pee on their heads?
Jan
Oh,
W.
boys.
Because they're effing nasty.
Yeah.
It's their goat cologne. The
It's
girls
cologne.
go crazy. Not me.
Deer do it too. I mean, in the woods.
Let's just
deer,
preface.
I mean, yeah.
I think it's gross. I'm glad the human race doesn't do this. But
And if you want to see a video of it, it's in the How to Tell If Your Goat's in Heat video, the one with 2.2 million views on our channel. That's the breeding. Actually, that video, if you really want, for those of you that have followed from day one of live and you got to watch for 20-something days before they had babies.
Yeah.
Got to watch 6 inches off their hoo-ha while they had babies. I mean, no other channel gets that close to the action. And now you watch the babies here. If you want
know if this is a good thing or not.
If you want to see the conception, that's on
Tune
video.
in October.
No, it's already there. It's
I mean,
how to tell if your goat's in heat.
Yeah,
It's got 2.2 million views. It's how Pie got here.
It's how Pie got here. Oh my God.
It's out there.
Do you know the moment the kids realize where babies come from?
Oh, kids as in human kids.
My children.
Yes.
We were out collecting rocks because we grow rocks here in New England.
Yeah.
Like every fall,
They
the ground
multiply.
looks great, and
Yeah.
by the springtime, somehow over the winter, they all just popped up, and you're like, what is this? Well, so we have to go out to the paddock and collect rocks. You could see Jake's wheels were turning that day.
And he was like 10.
Well, no, he was even younger, like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he's like,
Wait a
he
second.
goes, wait, is that how Livy got here? And I was like, I mean, in theory, it's the same, but it's so different.
Yeah.
Oh, I just couldn't. I'm like, not going to lie to you, but it's
Yeah.
a little different.
Our goats taught them. We didn't have to.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, it was...
Yeah.
Oh.
Next question.
Yes, please.
Next is from Kaylee, and she wants to know if you've gotten a cow this year.
Oh, not yet.
No.
And we don't know if we will because we don't know what we're going to do with that side of the driveway where the cow would live. Are we going to have more goats over there?
What's the lotion business going to do? Are
With
we
all our
going to need
milk?
all that milk for lotion?
Yeah,
So it's up in the air, and we don't really have to make that decision until closer to June or July.
yeah, pretty
So.
much July. Yeah.
Yeah. How long are does in heat for?
Oh, like 24 hours?
Standing heat can be a hot minute. Like
Yeah, it's not long.
There are times where this year specifically was a tough year for heat because I felt like the girls were so quiet about it that I felt like I missed it. And then all of a sudden, without me really even hearing any signs or seeing any signs, I was just standing there, and one day like all 5 girls went into heat, and you were here.
I was here.
And I was
Yeah.
like, I think she's in heat. You're like, are you serious? We just came back from a run. And I was like, I think I gotta breed this girl. And yeah, sure enough, I mean, they all took. So yeah, we were right.
Yeah. And it's the whole reason they all cluster when they give birth
Yeah.
because
It's
they were
like
all
a
bred on the
sorority.
same day.
It's like a sorority house.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the long answer though is that it's 24 to 36 hours that they can be in heat, but within that heat cycle, there's less than a 12-hour window where they're in standing heat, meaning they're optimal time for
They're on fire.
being bred. They
they're
want
ready.
to be bred.
They're ready to
They'll
go.
stand nicely. That's why they say it's a standing heat. They won't run around from the boys. They'll be very receptive.
Barry White playing in the background. I got
Barry White and Marvin Gaye, and
They're ready.
that's when we had Charlie.
Charlie
He needed
did
all
that.
Charlie was that way. Yeah.
He was a wine and dine 'em kind of guy.
All right, next is Larry Wrinkler, and he asks if a female can be spayed.
Yes, but I wouldn't.
Yeah.
There's really
no reason, especially if you don't have boys.
Yeah, there's no reason to ever spay a girl. It's too invasive, and anesthesia for goats is really. Would you not do that?
Just letting them hear.
Oh my God.
Somebody heard it earlier and goes, somebody's getting a refill. Yeah.
Hey, at least they didn't think we were visiting Mabel.
Yeah.
That goes back to the OG crowd on this. Everybody knows who Mabel is.
Okay.
Anyway, I now look like a crazy person. But you people in there, some of you will know who Mabel is. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. Anesthesia is too risky for goats, so we don't spay the girls. It's safer to just neuter the boys, because you can do that without anesthesia.
This channel should be called Bib My Goat.
How many times do I say that in the fall?
Oh, she literally like, I feel like a pimp.
I feel dirty, okay?
She's like, get that girl, this boy's ready.
Oh, well, the best part, too, is like while we're breeding them, I'm like, get her. That is the worst. I'm like rooting on the boy, go get her.
Yeah,
no money's being exchanged.
No money is being exchanged.
Yeah, it's like operating an illegal casino or something.
Oh my God.
As long as the house doesn't make any money, it's legal.
Madam?
Yes.
Oh my God, I found my YouTube nickname. Madam Liz.
Oh my God. T-shirt in design.
No.
Right after I make the teat size matter t-shirt.
Teat size matters.
Next question.
Next is from Casey Nicole, and she wants to know, what kind of music do y'all like?
Oh, so I'll listen to everything from country music to top 40 to Linkin Park to...
You do some like 90s
I'll
rap.
do 90s rap, old Eminem. I'll do it all.
Yeah. What?
All of it.
Should we put one on?
No, we can't put it on.
Can't. I don't
we'll
want to
get
be
copyright
dismonetized.
infringed.
Right.
Yes, because YouTube is...
Yeah. Yeah, so everything. Listen to all of it.
Nobody's listening.
One of these days I'll put the headphones back on and sing in the barn. Somebody caught me doing that once.
You really want him to do that again?
Oh, they did. They thought it was entertaining.
I hear him in the car, and I can't do it.
Yeah, it's bad.
I want to jump out.
It might be entertaining, but it's bad.
I want to jump out. Like that's
Next
terrible.
question.
That's the best kind of karaoke.
Carrie wants to know, why doesn't Harper get to go out with the others daily?
I think we answered that one already.
Yeah, just not part of the routine.
So she hasn't been bred and she's not in milk, so she doesn't get grain. So we don't take her out to grainer, and if we're not going to take her out to grainer, she doesn't go outside. And they're outside for maybe 20, 30 minutes a day, and honestly, they just stand at the door waiting to come back inside. So she gets to play around and be the auntie, and the babies are somewhat supervised when she's there, although she's the fun aunt. So she doesn't really need to go outside.
Do any of the goats bite other goats?
Yes, all the time.
Okay, yeah, it happens.
So one of the forms of discipline that goats have is they bite each other's ears.
Yeah, the La Manchas have that.
No, like they just do. Like that's how you correct. Like if I were to correct a goat, the best form of correction I can do is pull on her ear.
Yeah.
And she'll get it real fast. Same with puppies. They do the same thing. The dogs.
Yeah.
They'll pull the ears too. But yes, they do bite, and it's usually not like they're not going to draw blood. It's not going to be. It's just a corrective tool that they use.
Next.
All right, I only got one question left.
All right, good. I got a question for them after you got that one.
Bryant wants to know, when do the goats come into heat again?
So they can come into heat as early as August. It would be a very quiet heat, and we probably wouldn't notice. September, I'm probably going to notice the heat, but I don't want February babies. So I will wait until solid heat in October.
Yeah.
Did I say October?
October.
September.
You said October.
September I don't breed because I don't want February babies.
Right.
We wait till October.
Yeah,
so
you don't want babies in February.
I don't know about that. Ever since we've had goats, it's been 70 degrees in
February, and then the rain, and then the
snow comes in March, and it's like, wait, why didn't we breed them? They would have been a month old by now. They would have been fine.
So if we missed your question, ask it now. We're going to wrap up soon. I have a question. What is it you guys want to see more of?
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, yeah. You know, the channel's not growing. I want to know what it would take to get more audience involved. Like, is it obviously live they like? Mm-hmm. You know, second live's coming. We do Syman Says Saturday. We post an occasional video here and there, but not many. What is it you want to see more of?
Right.
You know? I follow a lot of other farm channels, right? The Animal Adventure, the Read 'em and Weeps, the I have a brain fart right now, but who's the other guy?
They want to see you sing.
Oh yeah, no, we'll do that.
We're gonna skip on that.
We're gonna skip that for now, especially right now live. They want to see more Moo.
Oh, Hazel.
Hazel's out.
I did actually see a question about Hazel.
Yeah, Moo's coming back. Moo will come back soon.
I know, Moo's coming back.
Yeah.
She'll kick the channel right up into the.
Yeah, right up. We'll hit that 12,000 followers.
Someone wants to know if they can see a La Mancha's ear close up on the live stream.
Yeah,
we'll
we can do that.
Hazel was no, Luke.
Luke, why was he?
Why was Luke at the vet? And I'm assuming that was the most recent one, which I forgot to really put together that entire video.
Yeah.
Luke he's a lumpy bumpy man. He's got little cysts and lipomas all over his body. Mostly lipomas, just that one little cyst that he had on his wrist here on the front paw, and we had it removed because it popped and was leaking all over the house and it was really gross. And in that process, even despite doing the pre-blood work checkup and dotting all our I's and crossing all of our T's, he got pneumonia, aspiration pneumonia from being intubated and under anesthesia. So since he's 11 going on 12, that was pretty scary, and so he spent several more days in the hospital being treated for that. And then of course he had to go back to the hospital after he came home from his pneumonia. He had to go back to the hospital because when they took the stitches out, it opened up. But he's fine now. He is back to his doofy wiggly butt self. But yes, that's why he was there. How many times a year does a doe go into heat? They'll go into heat until about January. So we all saw Moo go back into heat, which is why Danica and Moo had issues. They had words. So of the 12 months out of the year, they'll go into heat for like 5 of those months. They're they're seasonal breeders.
All right, Kaylee keeps asking, why did you take away the kids' new toy bucket?
I just saw that. That wasn't a toy. They,
not a toy.
They drank all the water, and then the bucket was roaming around the pen. So, yeah, that wasn't a toy. I just saw that one. And I saw they want me to do a cooking show. I don't think that's happening. I mean,
a little bit of this,
a little bit of that,
and roll it up together.
Yeah.
And
Dessert pizzas.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh
dessert
yeah.
pizzas.
You know what? We could possibly do one day a live little cooking show in the kitchen. Have a little fun with that. But the challenge of producing a cooking video is just hard unless you do it live. Unless you do it live, they take forever to film and edit and post, and they just take a really, really long time. You know, to get all the the ingredients, because it could take you 2 hours to make a meal. But do you really want to watch a 2-hour video? No, you want to see that 2-hour recipe done in 10 minutes.
And you wanted to see it look all pretty and yummy.
Right. So it's one of the hardest things to do on YouTube is cooking shows. Yep. I've done a lot of YouTube education.
Oh, I have a great question from Juliana.
Yes.
Do you enjoy getting wet by the
No,
rabbits in the
I got
morning?
peed on this morning by a rabbit, and that was not fun.
It's like his daily serenade of, you've been blessed.
Yeah.
It's cologne.
Yeah.
So it's that same sweatshirt
The
I'm
girls
wearing
go
now.
crazy for it.
I'm
Not
going to try to find a little mantra ears.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, and Jan wanted to know, have you seen Ear Envy yet? Have you seen
Every day. Every day Sadie is like, I want your ears. It's true.
Yeah, same. You think that's why she's so angry?
I think she's...
Sounds like he's wrestling now.
That one didn't want to come out of the barrel. Oh, we saw a question earlier in the week about how are the babies getting too big for the barrels. No.
Yes.
No, they're not.
They're starting to.
They're fine.
Maybe technically, you want me to grab that? Oh.
Yeah, please.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Just give it a kick. There you go.
Oh, that's Thunder.
Okay.
That's,
So-
is that Jack?
So
Or
that
Fiona?
is a La Mancha with very, very
Hold on.
Little
I'm not getting this.
to no ears. Yeah, they are right there. Look at that.
Ah, there it is.
Little to no ears on that one.
Is that
Betsy,
Fiona or
That's
Jack?
better if you back up just a
Can
tiny.
you tell me? Does she have a hoo-ha? She's Fiona.
So that's Fiona, right? No ears. Whoa, close up. And that is lots of ears.
Big ears. I got airplane ears.
And which one's this one?
Thunder.
Because this one's heavy.
I can take off. Ah, big boy.
Ugh.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So that's the difference between the little La Mancha ears and the big. Yeah, see, little tiny ear right there. Yep. You want to say hi to YouTube? Here, say hi. Ready? Whoa, whoa, whoa! Careful,
Calm
careful.
down, girlfriend.
Careful. Look, they're right in there. There's like 200 people sitting inside that little lens.
Now's your time,
see?
Fifi.
See? Just say hello.
Oh, good girl.
Juliana wants to know how long do you keep the baby goats in the warming barrels?
So the warming barrels are not on because it's not cold,
I mean, it is
and
my finger.
we leave them there.
I know. Javier's like, wait, it's not cold?
It's
I'm
it
freezing.
actually is a little cold
It
out
is
here.
cold.
For us, it's a little
My
cold.
hands are getting cold.
But for the goats, it's not that cold. We should have done the whole Q&A like this.
I know. I know.
Next
Maybe
week.
next week we'll
Next
have to
week.
snuggle a goat because this is really toasty.
We'll have to
And we're
trade
making-
though,
no, you know what,
because
we-
the mom's gonna start yelling in a minute.
We
when
might.
she's
Rainey's not going to yell. We'll take Lucy's babies. Lucy doesn't
Lucy
care.
won't care. Yeah,
She
that's a good point.
She's so hands off.
But so the point is, we always keep the heating barrels on for like easily the first 3, 4, or 5 days after the baby's born.
Up to about a week.
Up to about a week.
Depending on the weather, too.
And it all depends on the weather.
I think we're making them jealous, though.
Who jealous?
Them.
Of course we are.
Because we get to snuggle with them.
Yeah. No.
Sorry, not sorry.
Guess what? If you buy them, you get to snuggle with them
Stop
too.
it. Then they're yours for life.
Yep. And then they're yours forever. And remember, you need 3. Yep. Yep.
Hi, Thunder.
So, did we miss any questions?
Jan meant ear envy between the kids. She already knows about Sadie.
Oh.
No, I don't see, like, this
Oh,
one's
I
not
actually-
picking on that one.
No, I've actually seen Bear try to
Look
nurse
at the
off
tongue.
of Pie's ear. Did you hear me?
Nurse off of Pie's ear. Yes, I think I heard that.
Bear,
Yep.
who's a La Mancha, was trying to nurse off of Pie's ear. So, I mean, not in a Sadie kind of envy way, but why are you zooming on me again?
Because I want them to see the baby.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Typo Queen said snuggle mood during Q&A.
Hey, did that outlet unplug up there?
Yes. Let me snuggle Moo Moo. Which, that one?
No, the orange one way over there. I just got an alert. I know we're almost done with Q&A, and I got a warning that we're running out of battery.
How is that even possible?
I don't know, but I don't want something silly to happen.
Yeah. All right.
Unless that's disconnected from the bottom.
No,
Plug.
no, we're all plugged in everywhere.
Oh, there you go. It's charging now. It just
Oh,
blinked
now
green.
it did.
Did it
something.
blink green?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're getting close to wrapping it up. Yeah, that's the problem. That's what it was.
Is it a faulty
Something's acting silly. So
we're gonna get you guys plugged up.
all right. So I'm gonna take them down. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna get them plugged into the right outlet over on the other side. We'll do our end of Q&A close-ups with the babies, and get this guy plugged back in.
And somebody started chewing cud.
Oh, him?
Yeah. Say, look, my belly switched over. I chew cud now. I'm big boy. I'm a big boy. See? I know. I'm a big boy. I chew cud now. Oh, you're so cute. All right, Thunder.
Well, thank you all. I don't know. Now we
Oh,
got to
yeah,
do
yeah, now we
selfie
have
with
to
the
do-
live cam. Thank you all for joining us, and please hit the thumbs up and stick around because we'll be back next Thursday after Crazy Saturday.
No, we won't.
Oh,
No, we won't.
we might not be back
We're
next
gonna be,
Thursday.
Friday night next week.
Okay, we'll figure that out. We'll
Yeah.
talk amongst ourselves.
Yes.
Yes.
He needs his calendar.
Yes. All right, babies. I'm coming back. You got that?
Like my hands are full.
All right. Who's here? Oh, are you eating? You eating? Huh? Oh, yum yum. Huh? Oh, you're both eating. I hope that's your mama. Hey, you're eating my wire.
His mom.
That's not.
That's not. She has ears.
Oh yeah.
Get
Hey,
off of
hey,
there.
hey. That's not your
Not
mom.
your mom. That's straight. Get off of her.
Charlotte's just like, what? It's fine.
If you're hungry, you eat from this mom. I'm hungry. Lucy, pay attention.
Yeah, you're just letting any mom feed your babies.
She does that every year.
Can you imagine if humans did that?
I'd be like,